conversations, emails, video discussions with a lot of different people, clients, considering things, taking a look at performance of their website. And that is a lack of optimization in calls to action, CTAs, okay, calls to action. And so I want to take a few minutes to go through some, best practices, best tips for using and improving CTAs on a website. So again, call to action, what it is that you have a web page and you want somebody to take an action based on that. So, maybe you're driving, some social media content or even paid ads to a specific page on your website. And on that website, you obviously want them to learn about something, but then you want them to do something, right? Many times we have a failure to actually let them know, I want you to do this. And we need to be very clear and specific about those things. So a good calls to action will have these things in common. Number one, they're going to have action-oriented language. Okay, so a button that says contact or a button that says submit is weak action oriented, but a button that says sign up or get started, discover now, shop now, those are action oriented specific terms. Those terms have been studied to show that they get more action and clicks than simply a submit does. All right. So take a look. If you're trying to get them to take an action, take a look at the action verbiage that you are using there. Okay. Number two, understand the impact of color. Always colors, there's studies been done on those types of pieces, and color in your call to action can be important. So many times, and studies have shown that red, green, and orange buttons perform the best. Why? Because they stand out on a page. Typically, maybe there's a contrast that's offered. So a contrast is important. If you already have a red website, then a red call to action button might not work, where green would stand out in that case. Those types of pieces there. So take a look at the mixture of color that you have on the page. If you have, a red site, a green button can work. If you have a orange site, maybe you need to go with a blue button in that case, but ensure that your call to action button stands out with color as well as action. So the third thing then is button size matters. Size matters in that regard. So when they're scrolling down through a page and there's a call to action, you don't want that to be small. You don't want that to be a text link. You want that to be a sizable button that is viewable. And don't forget to take a look at that on a mobile device. That should be probably a mobile responsive button, so that it shows up well, clear, easy for the finger on a mobile device when more people are taking a look at your content that way. Fourth thing is, create a sense of urgency. So anything that you can do to put time limits on the call to action. This discount is going to, expire in 48 hours. There's X number of slots left. All those types of things which have some type of finale or endpoint on them are going to be important. Okay. Fifth thing is keep your call to action above the fold. So that is when they load the page, what can they see on the screen immediately? You keep your call to action there, above that, visible. And what's important about that is you need to take a look at that from the desktop and the mobile perspectives to make sure that's happening on both, not just one or the other. Take a look at your stats to see how many people are visiting from mobile devices, desktop devices, but you want to have that work so that that is above the fold. It's visible without scrolling. That's what that means. And sixth thing, remember that a call to action is just that. It's a call to action, singular. It's not call to actions. Many times people get, well, I want to do this. I want to do this. I wish they could do this. I wish they could do that. And you have too many things on there. I had a guy that wanted to do a landing page. I said, okay, yeah. And he talked about it, but he wants to do with all of his products. All, what's that mean? Well, the entire list of them. So I want to run ads and get them to, contact me about which product they want. I mean, got 40. Well, 40 on a landing page, and I'm going to glaze over. Okay, not smart. You got to keep it simple to get them to take action on that. And last thing, test, review, adjust, optimize. All right, test, review, adjust, optimize. Okay, so you need to take a look at where you were, get a baseline of that performance, implement some of these pieces, run that for a couple of weeks, set a time limit on that, evaluate that, compare those two, see if you want to make any other tweaks, evaluate that, have those baselines again so that you can see what's happening there. That's the way you're going to know if you're improving on those pieces. And finally, I think that many people sometimes particularly from social media to a website, and even sometimes from paid ads to a website, not everybody's ready to buy right away. But as marketers and business owners, we think that that's what we want. It's like, hey, here it is, buy it. And many people aren't ready for that. So talk about a kind of a 3-step process. Number one is consumption. Drive them to consume your content, information, learning, discovery. Okay, that's the first one, consumption. Second, maybe your first call to action then is subscription. You want to get them to subscribe or download something. Okay, that's where you will obtain their email address or their phone number so that you could continue to send them some drip information on that. So consumption to subscription. They're not ready to buy yet, but they're willing to take a step for free information, more detailed. Okay, that's the subscription part. And then you have to set up that email series or that text message series that would come after with good content, answers questions, offers value. And then the third one is then transaction. So we've got consumption, get them to consume content, subscription, that's the middle ground. Where you're able to drip market to them and get more specific with them, take away any barriers to the purchase, and then get the transaction. Typically, you're going to ask for that in your drip campaigns, your email, your text message marketing, that type of piece there. Okay, so take a look at that in your strategies and see what you might need to do to improve. This was what I got for today. Come over to Digital Hill's blog and check that out. The blog post is called Tips to Increase Landing Page CTA Conversions. digitalhill.com/blog. Come over there, click on the resources button, you'll get there. This was Mike with a live